His coach told him he needed 30 rebounds for his team to win. So he grabbed 32. Malik Miller doesn't get discouraged easily, but during the initial stages of an early December game against then number 6 Riverdale Baptist, the 18-year-old senior guard was growing increasingly frustrated with his Friendship Tech teammates. He unleashed his concerns as Coach Dwayne Shackleford pulled him aside. "They aren't helping me rebound, Coach," said Miller, a strain of dejection on his face. "I can't get all of them." Shackleford was stern and direct in replying to his rangy, 6'3" star. "Shut up," he said. "Yes, you can. If you are required to get 30 rebounds, then go get 30. Miller gave his coach a long, hard look. "All right," he said, as he marched back onto the court. By the time the game was over, Friendship Tech had pulled off a 55-53 upset, and Miller had scored 21 points to go with his 32 rebounds. "I mean, I was just talking," Shackleford says now. And he took it literally. Reservation basketball stars rarely make it to Division I, but my A4 star has a dream. Miller is averaging 23.1 points and 20.2 rebounds per game this season for number 10 Friendship Tech, 15-2, a D.C. public charter school. His rebounding average entered the week as the second highest in the country, according to Max Preps. On January 18 against Somerset in a 68-51 victory, Miller again matched his season high of 32 boards, this time with no sideline pep talk needed. Friendship Tech's next test will come Saturday against Carroll, a Washington Catholic Athletic Conference opponent. For Miller, a Morgan State commit who had dreams of playing in the CAC when first entering high school, the matchup will be another opportunity to prove he can put up big numbers against all levels of competition. "I feel like other people think that I'm not as good as others are making me seem, so now it's like I really got to go prove them wrong and show out," Miller said. With Friendship Tech, Miller doesn't compete against a lot of players who get the chance to move on to the Division I level, but it was against Riverdale Baptist, a team with high-level talent, that Shackleford saw Miller's continued hunger and drive, traits Miller has exemplified his whole life. At a practice in Friendship Tech's gym in mid-January, Shackleford had his players pick up weighted bricks as they went through defensive stances and slides. Each brick represented life in Ward 8, the struggles his players are going through with family and friends in a neighborhood where it is easy to fall into troubled waters. "She does everything. Freshman is already one of nation's top high school recruits." Miller he grew up on 6th Street in Southeast Washington and spent time around the wrong crowd when he was younger, surrounded by the lure of drugs and bad decisions. When he was 10 years old, he played pickup games on the neighborhood blacktop court and practiced shots with his dad. It was there on the blacktop that Miller grew up. When he was 15 years old, his dad left the family. "I was with the wrong group of people once upon a time, but I had to realize that wasn't good for me," Miller said. "So I realized I had to do something, and I fell in love with basketball." Miller will be the first in his immediate family to go to college on an athletic scholarship. Miller and his mother just moved to a new 3-bedroom place, out of their apartment on 6th Street. For Miller's mom, Tracy Pixley, the thought of her son going to college brings on a soft smile, a slight shake of the head, and one word: proud. "The big thing for me was for him to get out of D.C. and just live his dreams and be happy," Pixley said. Miller has used his passion for basketball and combination of size and agility to mold into an all-around player for Friendship Tech. Shackleford calls him the team's LeBron James, and while Miller is listed as a guard on the team's roster, he spends a lot of time down in the post, working his go-to move, the drop step. But at Morgan State, Miller envisions himself functioning as a true point guard, like his favorite NBA player, Rajon Rondo. Miller recorded his first triple-double of the season on January 13, in a 53-23 win over Friendship Collegiate in which he scored 15 points, dished out 10 assists and had 15 rebounds. "He has so much talent, he hasn't even hit his ceiling," Shackleford said. He got so much more. Sometimes I wish I had him another year. Back at practice in mid-January, Miller elevated above his teammates, continuing to reel and rebound after rebound, sometimes with one hand, sometimes with two. He is calculated with his positioning, knowing where a shot's location and trajectory should take it. But so much of rebounding, Miller said, is simply the willingness to go after the ball. And Miller has shown that he's willing to do anything, to get out of his neighborhood, to make his mother proud, to get to the Division I level. Rebounding, man, Miller said. If that's what I have to do, I'll always do it. More high school sports coverage. Highly ranked girls wrestler seeks to grow the sport. I just want girls to know they can. There's nothing like Friday, a coach, a QB, a school and a state champ.